Hi everyone, and welcome to day 13, which is all about the emotional scale. On the last video, we talked about the need for security and feeling safe, that's the core need for every human being. So today we're going to take the emotional scale and look at it and understand a little more about that need. So the emotional scale takes all the emotions basically that a person can feel and puts it on a scale. So let's imagine like we have a zero line, and that line is not feeling anything. And then we have the emotions which are above that, where we're feeling good. And we have the emotions under that, where we're feeling bad or not so good. But you know what? It's not about feeling good or bad. It's all about whether you feel safe or not. Whenever you feel something, it's your body saying, do I feel safe now or don't I feel safe now? Now, when you're in the emotional scale on the top part, you're feeling safe. And when you're on the bottom part, you're not feeling safe. But the core thing that we all need is to feel safe. So if we're on the upper scale, we're okay. But what happens if we're underneath and we're not feeling safe? We still need to find a way to make ourselves feel safe. And that is the two different ways that you can make yourself feel safe. One way is really feeling safe. The other way is the survival mode, which says, I survived something, so I'm safe. So let's go back to our favorite lion. When we see the lion, we feel the stress, and then what happens, we get the adrenaline that allows us to shut everything down, focus, feel alive, feel that we can conquer this fear that's coming from the vision of the lion. And what do? We start running. Now, once we start running, we start getting a good feeling of safety because we're running away and we're doing something in order to bring ourselves to a place that we will feel safe. But that feeling of a little bit security, a little bit feeling safer because you're running away, is the feeling that you get when you're in the lower emotional scale. Now that is interesting. If you're in the lower emotional scale all the time, okay, modern life, I don't have money, my health is bad, my relationship is bad, what's happening? You remember we talked that the lion in the modern world are all the things that we stress about. So I don't have money, my relationship is bad, my health is bad. Those are our lions. And then if we do something, even one action, we're gonna feel a little safer because we're doing something to bring ourselves to a place of safety. But what happens is we never get out of that cycle. We always stay in that cycle of, okay, I got a little bit of relief, but hey, here's another lion. Okay, I'm going to run away now from this lion. Oh, I feel relief. I feel a little safer. That is the safety that we get addicted to. Now, it's not real safety. It's survival mode safety. We see a lion, we start running, and then we feel a little better. That's our safe zone. But we always bring another lion, and the cycle just goes on and on. We never really get to the point that the lion goes away, we get home, and we're just safe. Now, the upper emotional scale, that is like sitting at home, there's no lion, we're just enjoying dinner with the family, we feel safe just being. We're safe. So let's say this now in a different way. We'll talk about it a little bit like the addiction. So you see the lion, problems with your family, issues with money, issues with your health. You see the lion and you start running, okay? That's the instinct that we have to do something to get to safety. So we start doing something. So in our world, the modern world, we do what we have to do. If it's a relationship, we're having an issue, maybe we're going to text again, and we're going to call again, and we're going to say something to somebody, we're going to comment on social media. Those are the things that we do to get the hits of relief. This is big. I really want you to understand this, because that hit of relief is what we are addicted to. That is what we want to stop, because what happens? We have the hit of relief, and then the body needs that again because it wants to feel safe, but it's not feeling safe. So it has to bring a lion in order to get the hit of relief. to feel a little bit safe. And that cycle goes over and over and over again, and we get stuck in it, and that becomes our autopilot. That's the only way we know how to feel safe. But is that really true? No, because we all know also how it feels to be and just feel safe without any lions. Now, when does that happen? It could be maybe you fell in love. It could be maybe from photographing and feeling amazing while you're doing it, or any artist that does any kind of art, when you're creative. It could be when you're meeting somebody in your family that you really like being with. Those are moments that you don't think about anything else. You're just being, and you feel safe. But what happens once you stop that place where you're conscious and you're creating and you're doing something which is very safe, and you're not conscious of what's next? Your autopilot is now taking over. And what happens? Lion, safety, lion, safety, lion, safety, lion, safety. And that is how our life really evolves. So what is this all about at the end? Is first of all understanding, because when you understand something, it's much easier to fix it, right? If you understand that your safety is coming from a place which is in the lower emotional scale, from just getting hits of relief, but not real safety, that is what you want to work on. We have to learn how to stop bringing the lions and getting hits of relief, and being more in the place where we can actually be creative and conscious and knowing where we want to be and how we want to feel, and feeling safe from within us, and not feeling safe off of hits of relief that are giving us the feeling like we're safe, but it's a lie. That's not real safety. It's survival mode safety. You just want to feel safe. And the more work you do here and the more work you do to become conscious, that's when you'll just feel safe, because you'll have the upper emotions from the upper scale, which, as we said, they're not good or bad. They're the ones that feel safe. So that's it for today. To me, this was very interesting when I learned this. I hope it's very interesting to you too. And you can take this information and it will help you build your new life that will just feel safe. That's all we want. Thank you for being here today, and I'll see you on day 14.